Hello everyone, let's discuss about tips and tricks to manage traumatic cataract. According to WHO, 55 million eye injuries occur worldwide, out of which 8.25 million results in traumatic cataract. Types of trauma to the eye include penetrating injury due to sharp object, blunt injury with blunt object, lightning injuries, and other causes which include workplace injuries and iatrogenic injuries. Now let's take a look at trauma and its sequelae. Trauma can lead to rosette cataract. It can cause anterior or posterior subluxation and iridodialysis. The pathophysiology. Traumatic damage to the lens causes rupture of lens capsule leading to influx of aqueous humor which causes hydration of lens fibers leading to traumatic cataract. Proper preoperative workup is required to deal with any intraoperative surprises that come our way. Includes a thorough slit lamp examination, fundus examination, B-scan ultrasonography, optical biometry, ultrasound biomicroscopy to evaluate angle, posterior capsule and zonules. In these coming videos, we will be demonstrating certain tips and tricks of surgical management of traumatic cataract. This is a 60-year-old male patient with history of blunt trauma 1 year ago presented with subluxated cataract. Tip 1. Place incision 180 degree opposite to area of zonular weakness. This will avoid any further stress or strain in the area of weak zonules. Tip 2. Capsulorhexis is done on the center of the lens. This is the most challenging step of cataract surgery. Making the first puncture is difficult due to zonular weakness. Ideally, 2 mm margin between the rhexis edge and the lens equator is kept adequately support CTR. Tip 3. Insert capsular tension ring in case of zonular dehiscence. This can be done before or after nucleus delivery. In this video, we are inserting before nucleus delivery. When and what to put. Zonular dehiscence up to 3 clock hours. CTR with IOL implantation. More than 3 to 6 modified CTR with single loop. 6 to 9 modified CTR with double loop. More than 9 scleral fixated IOL. CTR is avoided when complete capsulorhexis is not attained in case of posterior capsular tear, extensive zonular weakness and scleral disorders. Tip 4. Low phaco-dynamics. Slow motion phaco-emulsification with low parameters such as low vacuum 180 to 200 mmHg, low aspiration rate 18 to 20 cc per minute, low bottle height 60 to 75 cm is mandatory. Avoid divide and conquer technique and nucleus rotation. In this next video, we see 43-year-old female patient with history of blunt trauma 2 years ago. Tip 5. Capsular staining with tryphan blue dye for easy capsulorhexis, as the dye reduces the elasticity of the capsule and makes the penetration of capsule easier. In this case, the patient has presence of posterior synechiae which further complicates the surgery. Here we proceed with synechiolalysis and central capsulorhexis. As it is a soft cataract, we go ahead with the cataract aspiration followed by IOL implantation in the capsular bag. For postoperative monitoring, we look for centration of IOL, vitreous or viscoelastic remnant, pupil shape, IOP, pseudophacodenesis and funduscopy. So for the take-home messages, do proper preoperative planning, maintain low phacoemulsification parameters, use dispersive viscoelastic for homeostasis, use of intracameral antibiotics intraoperatively. Thank you.